Welcome to today's Body Sculpting Pilates beginner session. We'll be working on a soft surface, so place yourself in a seated position and let's get the session started. Taking a deep inhale, we're filling our arms upwards and then slowly exhaling through the mouth, we drop our hands slowly to the ground. Inhale up and slowly exhale, dropping your hands down. One last time, in and slowly exhale through the mouth, placing your hands on your kneecaps and rolling the shoulders backwards. Let's do one last circle, complete it and change direction.
Years old and I'm a mess. I'm in my tux, you're in your dress. I can barely breathe.
We're starting off with the shoulders, lifting your hands up so they're parallel to the floor. Thumbs are up to the ceiling, we rotate downward, keeping the wrists in line with the shoulders. Spine is lengthened upward, belly drawn towards the spine, and we continue this move.
Singing the same old song. And time rolls on.
We bend the arms into a cactus position and we're dropping it directly down and lifting it up. Full control as we're still keeping the elbows in line with the shoulders, and we're doing a full rotation downward and then upward. Let's not forget to breathe. As we're going down, we would like to exhale and inhale as we lift up to the top. Lengthening the arms out, we've got the palms straight down to the floor and we are just doing small pulses here. Now ensure your pulse is coming from the shoulder, not through the wrist, keeping the muscles activated through the whole arm. Making fists, we're doing small little circles backwards. Control the circle and change direction. As we finish off the circle, we're going to move the palms forward and then directly pulsing to the front. Slightly bigger, slightly slower. Thumbs are facing up towards the ceiling and the wrists are in line with the shoulders. Continue your move. We're almost there. Fantastic job. Let's give ourselves a big hug. Wrapping one hand over the other. Try and grab your shoulder blades. Open it up. And we swap it over. Other hand on top of the other. And we're trying to grab those shoulder blades. Give it a nice twist. Open it up. And we repeat this. One last time. Open up. And give yourself a nice big hug. Okay, let's just relax the shoulders, big rotations to the back, and let's change direction for last 4, 3, 2, and last one. We're going to turn off to the side, resting our hips on the floor, knees are bent in and we're placed on our elbow. Elbow is going to be directly under the shoulder, hand in front as you help yourself up to a straight line. Lifting your hand up, we look upward and we're holding this position. Now our knees, hips and shoulders are forming a straight line here. Straighten the top leg out and we're holding this position. This is a beginner T-stand, focusing on your breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Place our hand on our hip and just dip down, lightly touching our hip on the floor as we exhale up. Now this is going to be a shorter breath. Inhale down and exhale lift. Always drawing the belly towards the spine as we control the move. Let's finish that off. Lifting up the hand, and we're going to now go over to the leg. Lifting the leg upward, keeping the leg activated, we lift and drop. Every time we are lifting, we are exhaling and we inhaling on the drop. Pointing the toe, so we've got the muscles all activated. Let's twist under through the shoulder and lift on up, looking upward. When you're twisting, the shoulders are going to go parallel to the floor, and then we open up to a straight line upward, twisting directly under and then lifting upward. Finish it off. Fantastic job. Let's place the hand on the hip, and we're just going to hold this position, opening up the shoulders, lengthening through the neck. Hold your position, slowly place your hand down, and we slowly bring the waist down to the floor. We're placing our elbows underneath our shoulders, taking a deep breath in. We exhale and we draw ourselves up onto our knees. We are drawing our stomach in towards our spine, and we are lengthening our spine so that our spine is straight. Allow the coccyx bone to tuck under while your shoulders are drifting out to the side, but also slightly curling upwards so that you can lengthen your spine through each vertebra. Take smooth, deep breathing here as we remain on the knees in the beginner position. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Hold your position. Let's slowly take ourselves down and lengthen ourselves along the floor. Keeping our neck in neutral, our forehead is lifted from the floor. We lift opposite hand to opposite leg. Exhale on the lift and inhale on the drop. We want to avoid any twisting happening through the spine, keeping the shoulders parallel to the floor and keeping the hips parallel to the floor. Exhale on the lift and inhale on the drop. Continue alternating your hands and your legs as you go along.
All the places I could be, too many to choose.
Safely and gently, we're going to place ourselves into the child pose, lifting up through the buttocks and then making a small little ball. Arms are reached out to the front and your shoulders are pushing through to the floor so we can increase the stretch in the shoulders. Resting your forehead on the ground, taking deep breaths. We're going to position ourselves onto all fours, bringing yourself forward, shifting your hands out a little bit so that we place ourselves in a push-up position. We've got our belly pulled in towards the spine, and we're just holding this beginner plank position, resting on the knees.
Maybe settle down for a couple months.
Turn the feet under and lift your knees up with an exhale as we hold this plank position. Still keeping firm grasp on activation of the muscles. Shoulders are right over the wrists, and we continue with our deep breathing. Now, if you do feel that you are not ready for this level, place your knees back down onto the ground. Otherwise, it's always great to push ourselves, and we're going to challenge ourselves, keeping our knees off the floor. Slowly taking your knees back down, we place our elbows onto the floor, and we are in the beginner plank position, resting on the elbows. Our spine is still in a straight line, lengthening right through to the neck, not allowing the head to collapse downwards. Slowly helping yourself out of your position, return to the child pose. Taking deep breaths in here, stretching it out. Bringing ourselves upward, I want you to shift your weight onto your knees, and we're going to just sit in this upright position. This is the beginner position. Remain here. Otherwise, open up your ankles and sit through. Now, wherever we are seated, we are going to be lengthening our spine upward. So we've got a straight spine and our core is pulled towards the spine. Hold that position. Help yourself out of your position, and we're going to now rotate over to the other side, placing our hips on the floor, elbow underneath the shoulder. Use your hand to help your hip up, lifting upward, and we've got that straight line looking up towards the ceiling. Our knees, hips, and shoulders are in a straight line. We are holding this position, focusing on our breathing. Let's straighten the upper leg, and we're holding. Preparing ourselves for our dips, we're going to place our hand onto our hip, and we're going to softly lower our hips to the floor and lift them up. Every time we're pushing up, we're going to exhale. So we inhale down, exhale up. Shh. 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 Continue with your move, and we're going to feel the muscles in the obliques start working. Finish it off, we place our hand upward and we're going to do the twist. As we twist, we allow the shoulders to go parallel to the floor as we reach right through and tap our fingers on the other side of the floor. Do a nice bold twist, allowing the shoulders to rotate all the way through. Finish off your move and we go over to the legs, lifting and dropping. And remember, we are pointing the toes so that we're activating the full leg muscle, exhaling on the lift and inhaling on the drop. Try and control your hips here and prevent them from dropping too closely to the floor. Hands are resting on the hips, that we will just hold our position here. Slowly drop yourself downward, and we are rotating onto our buttocks so we are in a seated position. Slowly take yourself down to the floor, resting your hands on your hip bones. We're going to begin with one leg swap. Exhale, one leg goes up. Inhale, taking down the leg and alternate to the other leg. When you alternate, extra careful attention on the hip bones, that they are not shifting. Our hips are stacked at the moment. Our spine is controlled and our shoulders are drawn down with no movement coming through. Exhale on the lift, inhale on the drop. Now we can upgrade this move by allowing our leg to swap halfway through the middle. We exhale and swap it through, placing one foot flat on the floor each time. If you feel your ribcage is flaring out to the side, allow yourself to position your spine against the floor and the point of your ribcage connects directly in line to your hip bone so that you can tuck it all in. From here we're going to go into sit-ups. So we complete our switch move and we allow our legs to meet up, pointing upward towards the ceiling. Hands are going to be placed next to us, chin goes on the chest, and we begin with the exhale up and inhale drop. Now as we are exhaling, we exhale through the mouth and we inhale through the nose. Our legs are shoulder width at this point in time, and you are looking through your legs, controlling your knees over your hips, and your ankles are in line with either your knees or slightly higher. Place your hands on your kneecaps, flex your feet, and we're going to drop both the legs with a big exhale upward till they meet our hands again. Exhale, lift. Inhale, drop, and exhale, lift. Now this is an advanced move. If you need to make this a little bit easier, you can go one leg at a time, dropping down, allowing the heels to touch, and exhale, lift. Please take attention to your spine, that your spine is not peeling up off the floor and that your rib cage is not flaring. Let's complete this move and take our attention to our arms. Now this is a full rotation move into the shoulders. Inhale over to the ears and exhale around as our hands meet our knees again. We want to do big circles so we can get the full motion into the shoulders. Inhale over and exhale around.
So gently, oh, sing gently to me. So gently, so go gently on me. So gently.
Let's do one last shoulder movement all the way around and attention to the feet. Inhale, drop, and exhale, lift.
To be fine and you couldn't wait here. And these arms are mine and I
We do one more movement. Exhale, lift, and we go over to the arms. Big shoulder movements. Inhale over and exhale around. Completing your arm movement, and we're over to the legs. Let's go to the arms, over and return. Last one, over and return to the legs. Drop, exhale, lift, drop, keep the core in, exhale, lift to the arms, over and return, keeping the rib cage tucked in. We're going to cut this down to one, legs down, exhale, lift, arms over, and bring it back to the knees. Legs drop and lift to the arms. Let's do this one last time. Into the arms, and now we're going to merge the two together. Drop the hands over with the arms, around and meet the knees. Continue this movement. Every time we close, we exhale. We allow our heels to lightly touch the floor and come on back up. Let's do another two from here. We're on to the last one. Allow your legs to straighten upward and place your hands off to the side. We're just holding this position. Ankles are over the hips, trying to keep your knees straight as you feel a stretch through the back of the legs. Now we are busy stretching out the hamstrings, so if we can't get those legs straight, we are going to try and straighten them as much as possible. Continue breathing and holding this position. Our next movement is going to be a hold and a circular position. Bending your top leg and dropping one leg down. Activate the core. We're going to rotate the leg into a circle, and this is on the leg that is currently straight. Our hands are still out to the side, keeping our spine against the floor and keeping our ribcage pointing downward towards the hip bones. Control your circle. Your shoulders are resting on the floor. Let's complete the circle and change direction. If we think about the breathing, the first half of the circle will be an exhale and the second half will be an inhale. Let's finish off our circle. Completing it, we return the knee back to its first position and we change over to the other leg. Choose your position, and when you're ready, begin your circle. Exhaling the first half of your circle and inhaling the second half of your circle. Attention over to the rib cage that is not flaring out to the side and keeping the rib cage tucked in and connected to the hip bones. And let's change direction. Finishing off your circle, we allow our knees to bend in and place the feet flat onto the floor. Hands are going to find your thighs, tuck your chin into your chest, and we prepare ourselves for sit-ups. Exhale on the lift and inhale on the drop. As we're peeling our spine off the floor, we can feel each vertebra leaving the floor at a time. We really want to get the flexibility and mobility into the spine. When we exhale up, we try to touch the top of our kneecaps. We slowly come back down. Exhale, lift, and inhale, drop. Continue this movement with as little movement in your neck as possible. We complete our last 4. Exhale for 3 and 2. And one last one. Slowly bringing the vertebrae down. Hands go up to the ceiling. One leg comes up, joined by the other. We're preparing ourselves for half dead bug, dropping alternating arm and leg down and exhaling up. Now we're allowing the foot to touch the floor as we exhale back up, and we allow the arm to do a full rotation up to the ear, controlling the leg that is held in the air as well as the arm. We can advance this by keeping the foot off the floor and lengthening through the leg. Inhale on the drop and exhale as we lift up. The whole move is controlled with the attention once again on the rib cage not flaring out to the side or the spine lifting up towards the ceiling. Let's do one last movement. Complete it and place your knees into your chest. Gently rocking your knees towards your shoulders. We prepare for our last set of sit-ups. Feet are flat on the floor, hands are resting on the thighs, chin on the chest, and we exhale lift and inhale drop. Every time we exhale, we draw the core towards the spine, and the move is absolutely controlled. No extra additional movement through the neck, keeping the chin on the chest and looking through the legs. Let's finish off our move as we lengthen our body into a full lengthened stretch. Legs are straight, arms are up towards the ears.
Woke up early, somehow I'm already behind.
Feet come flat onto the floor. We're going to raise one knee into the chest and just hold this position.
People talking, no one listens to the others.
Placing this foot flat onto the bottom leg, hands go out to the side. We're going to allow our knee to roll over into a safe spine twist as we take our hand and gently nudge our knee closer to the floor, always looking away from the legs. We relax into this position. Slowly bring yourself back to your first position, and we're going to alternate the legs. Other leg comes into the chest and we hold this position.
Maybe I should get more rest. Take the time to call my friends. Get to all the things I said.
Placing the foot flat onto the leg, hands go out to the side, and we gently roll the knee over into that spine twist, always looking away from the legs and holding your position. Gently returning our leg back so that our foot is flat on the floor. We now cross the leg over the knee, pick up the bottom leg, and then pull the leg closer towards us, so we've got to stretch deep down into our thigh. Hold that position. We're going to swap this to the other leg, placing the foot flat on the floor. We alternate the legs over, crossing the knee, picking up the bottom foot, and then drawing the knee towards our chest. Hold this position. Bring yourself out of your position, unhook your legs, and then straighten your legs upward. Softly and slowly bring your legs closer to your chest, just to feel the stretch through the back of the legs. We allow the knees to bend into our chest and gently rock ourselves up till we are up to a seated position. Folding our legs in, lengthening the spine, we roll the shoulders backwards. Our hands are resting on our kneecaps, complete our circle, and we change direction.
And that all my days will end up wasted on
Stretching out the neck, we're going to tuck the chin towards our chest, holding this position. And then we're taking our chin right up to the ceiling. Return back to neutral, take a deep breath in, filling the arms upward. And then exhale, allowing it softly to glide down to the sides, and inhale. And slowly exhale, and one last time, inhale, allow the palms to find one another, and exhale to prayer position. Namaste. Thank you for joining me to this beginner workout session. I hope you felt it, and as we continue through the weeks, we'll get stronger and we'll slowly move ourselves up to the beginner intermediate position. Continue with your exercises, stay dedicated, and thank you for joining me.